So the main thing about OCD is distress, because of these anxious thoughts that keep invading their brain and the actions they take to get rid of it.
OCD, Obsessive-compulsive disorder. I'm sure you must have heard of this term very frequently. To talk about what OCD is, what are its signs and symptoms, what are few ways you can deal with it, we have with us today Ms. Smriti Suresh. Smriti is a counselling psychologist. She is also queer affirmative and trauma informed in her approach. Let us welcome her on our show today. Hi Smriti, welcome to our show.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. So a lot of my peers and my clients have come to me saying that I have OCD, please keep the desk clean, or I have OCD with regards to correcting people's grammar. In reality, that is not what OCD is, right? So could you tell us what OCD is?
So OCD, or Obsessive-compulsive disorder, it's a condition where people, when they're facing anxiety, right? You might face anxiety in the sense of you get thoughts, worried thoughts, right? People with OCD, they have a condition where these thoughts are obsessions, right? So these worries will repeat constantly in their head. These obsessions are basically intrusive thoughts. So these thoughts enter their brain without any permission, they're unwanted, and they can often be very repulsive. So sometimes it can be, they have doubts, like they wonder if they've switched off the stove, right? So they go and they check the stove. And then they think, have I switched off the stove again? It's a repetitive, intrusive thought. Okay, so that's an obsession. But where the compulsion comes in is compulsions are these repetitive behaviors that people with OCD engage in so that they can get rid of these intrusive thoughts. So say, we'll talk about that checking example again. You check the stove, then you get the thought. Then you check the stove again, and then you check it again and again and again until that's become a habit. Right? So you're repetitively checking the stove. But these compulsions can also be different in the sense they can be rituals. So sometimes these intrusive thoughts, these obsessions, they can be about very strange, very unnatural things. For example, they will think something bad is going to happen, right? Or something horrible is going to happen if I don't do something. So then when they do that thing, they feel, okay, if I do this particular ritual, if I tap this table 10 times every hour, then nothing bad is going to happen. Then I am safe. So that's how these compulsions have become rituals so that they can get rid of their intrusive thoughts. So the main thing about OCD is distress, because of these anxious thoughts that keep invading their brain and the actions they take to get rid of it.
So like you mentioned, some things are very unnatural. So one more thing I've always observed is seeking for reassurance constantly. And a lot of people also perform rituals like tapping their forehead a lot of times. They think that something might happen to them if they don't. Or probably even locking the door, cross-checking if they've locked the door over 10 times, even though they know they have. One more thing I've also heard a lot is people believing that OCD is nothing but a person who is very hygienic. But in reality, a lot of people are afraid of cleaning messes because they fear something might happen. So they have the obsessive thought that if I clean my mess, my day is going to go horrible. So they have thoughts about a worse thing happening, which in reality cannot happen. So what do you have to say about people believing that OCD is nothing but being hygienic?
Okay, so when it comes to being hygienic, you can be completely hygienic and it'll have nothing to do with anxiety. So you can think, I just don't want to be dirty. I want to keep my room clean. I want to keep myself clean. But do you have to? Is there some thought in your brain that says, if I don't stay clean, then something horrible is going to happen? Right? Say this might happen. There is some basis in reality. But the thing about OCD, anxiety, is that this fear of uncertainty, it's so magnified that they feel out of control. So they're like, to prevent myself from catching any diseases, I'm going to keep cleaning every surface. That is when you have OCD. But if you just like clean surfaces, then that's totally fine. If you think you are a slave to your compulsions, or if those thoughts are so high that you can't help but follow the compulsion that you're feeling, that's when you need to seek help.
Click on the bell icon to watch our latest videos.